Hello, everyone. Welcome to EduTalk, your go-to podcast for discussing on education and technology. I am your host, Femas Aji Saputra. Today, we are diving into a super exciting and very relevant topic about how artificial intelligence or AI is influencing student learning motivation. Before we jump in, let me take a moment to introduce our amazing research. Group 5 from the Educational Technologies program at Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia. We have been working hard to explore this topic, and our team members include myself, Femas Aji Saputra, along with Fayyaza Ariefa Yusvinanda, Gilbran Shauma Aldebaran, Kiki Juniyanto, Muhammad Aniq Nazhif, and Muhammad Asykar. Today, I am joined by one of my teams, Fayyaza Ariefa Yusvinanda, who's here to share more about our finding. Welcome, Fayyaza Ariefa Yusvinanda.
Hi, Femas. Thank you for having me here. I'm super excited to dive into this topic and share what we have learned.
Okay, we are exciting. Let's get started. So, Fayyaza, your research focused on how AI impacts students' motivation to learn. This sounds fascinating. I'm really curious. Why did you and your team choose this topic? What makes it so important for students and education in general?
Okay, Femas. Thanks, first of all, for the question. Well, we live in a time where AI is everywhere. It's shaping the way we work, communicate, and especially how we learn. In education, tools like ChatGPT, Grammarly, and learning platforms offered by AI are becoming everyday essential for students. They help with everything from completing assignment to understanding complex subjects. But we notice something interesting. While AI brings a lot of benefits, it also has the downside. Many students rely on it too much, which can reduce their motivation and critical thinking skill. So we wanted to explore this balance, like how AI can be both helpful tool and potential challenge.
Alright, Fayyaza. Let's talk about the positive first. Based on your research, how is AI benefiting students in their studies?
Thanks for the question, Famous. That's a really good question. So, first of all, there's a lot of positives. First and foremost, AI makes learning faster and more efficient. For example, tools like Grammarly help students with writing, fixing grammar error, and even refreshing sentences to make them clearer. And platforms like Google Scholar or Semantic Scholar make finding high quality references so much easier.
Oh, it sounds like AI is saving students a lot of time, right?
Exactly, Famous. Another big benefit is that AI helps when students feel like stuck. For instance, if they're struggling to understand a topic or find ideas for an assignment, artificial intelligence can provide explanation or generate suggestion. Like this can really boost their confidence and keep them motivated to keep going.
Okay, it is like having a personal tutor, but available 24 half 7, right?
Yes, that's right, Famous. And students also said AI helps with brainstorming and organizing their thoughts, especially when they're under pressure with tight deadline. So it's a great tool for managing stress and staying productive.
Whoa, it really does sound like AI is changing the game. But I imagine there is more to the story, right?
Yeah, Famous, that's right.
Okay, let's shift gears and talk about the challenges. What problems did your research uncover about students using AI in their education?
Well, first of all, thanks for the question, Famous. Is a really good question. The biggest issue is, of course, dependency. Many students admitted that they rely on AI too much, which can sometimes make them lazy.
For example, instead of trying to understand a concept or write an essay on their own, they might just let AI do it for them. This is really bad because this affects their ability to think critically and solve problems independently.
Okay, so that's definitely a concern. Did you find any specific examples of this dependency?
Of course, yes, we did famous. Some students said they use AI for almost everything, from simple tasks like translating text to more complex ones like writing research paper. Over time, this over-reliance can make them less motivated to engage deeply with their studies.
Oh, yeah, it's like AI is doing the heavy life thing, and students are just sitting back.
That's right, famous. Exactly. And another issue is that some students trust AI answers without verifying them. And again, this is really bad. This can lead to mistake or even misinformation, especially when the AI provides outdated or incorrect data.
Okay, that's a really good point. So, it's not just about using AI, but also about using it wisely.
That's right, famous.
Okay, so it's really about students taking control and using AI to support their learning journey rather than letting AI lead the way.
That's right, famous. Exactly. And another tip is to set boundaries for AI usage. For example, instead of using only AI to write an entire essay, student can use it to create an outline or suggest keywords. Then they can develop the content on their own. This way, they stay actively involved in the learning process.
Okay, I like that. It's like having a brainstorming father,
Yeah.
but you are still the one doing the actual work.
Yes, and educators play a big role here too. They can guide students to ask critical questions such as why did the AI suggest this? Or how this answer fit with what I already know? So, like encouraging students to reflect and question builds independent thinking.
Okay, that's a great point, yeah. And what about educators themselves? How can they effectively integrate AI into their teaching without it overshadowing traditional methods?
Okay, famous. So, educator can use AI to complement their teaching, like providing personalized feedback or creating interactive learning experiences. But they should also emphasize skills like research, problem solving, and collaboration, like area where AI can fully replicate human thinking. For example, teacher could ask some student to compare AI generated answers with information from textbook or a real world source, like encouraging them to evaluate credibility and relevance.
Okay, that's really smart, right? And how about developers? What should they focus on to address these challenges?
So, a developer should prioritize features that promote active engagement. For example, AI platforms could include interactive elements like quizzes, group projects, or even simulated debates where some students are prompted to argue against AI generated points. Like this kind of activity pushes some students to think critically and collaborate.
Okay, that sounds amazing. Yeah. If AI could challenge students to think more deeply rather than just giving answers, it will be a game changer.
Absolutely famous. The goal is to make artificial intelligence to be a partner in a learning, not just a shortcut.
Okay, now let's talk about motivation. Okay, Fayyaza, I know your research explored how AI impacts students' motivation to learn. Could you share some of your findings in more details?
Of course, famous. Motivation is such an interesting aspect because AI can both boost and reduce it. Depending on how it's used, many students told us that AI boosts their motivation when it helps them save time or simplifies difficulty tasks. So, for example, if they start on a concept, artificial intelligence can quickly provide explanation, which keeps them moving forward instead of feeling frustrated.
Okay, I can see how that would be helpful. But what about the flip side and how can AI reduce motivation?
Okay, famous. Thanks for the question. This usually happens when students rely too much on artificial intelligence or AI. So, for instance, if they use AI to do all the heavy lifting, like writing an essay or solving problems, they don't feel as connected to the learning process. So, over time, this can make them less motivated to try hard or explore topics deeply.
Okay, that makes sense, right? It's like skipping the hard work task and in a way the sense of accomplishment.
That's right, Femas. Exactly. There's a lot of psychological aspect to this. So when a student rely too heavily on AI, they might start doubting their own abilities. This is so bad because this is really not good, and they might think, I can do it. I can do this without an AI, which lowers their confidence and intrinsic motivation.
That's really eye-opening. So, do you think there is a way to use AI that consistently boosts motivation without the downsides?
Yes, famous. Absolutely. It goes back to balance. AI should be used as a support tool, not the main driver. Students should challenge themselves to understand the material first, then use AI to enhance what they've learned. For example, if student is studying for tests, they can use AI to review key points but still rely on their notes and textbook for deeper understanding.
Okay, so it is about making AI an ally, not a grunt.
Exactly, famous. An educator can help by creating assignments that require students combine AI tool with their own research and creativity. This keeps them actively engaged and motivated.
Okay, Fayyaza, thank you so much for sharing such valuable insight. And I have learned so much today about how AI is shaping education and the importance of using it wisely.
Yeah. Thank you, Femas. It's been great to share what we've found through this research, and I hope it inspires students, educators, and everyone else to think about how we can use AI.
Okay, to wrap up, it's clear that AI has incredible potential to enhance learning. It makes tasks faster and more efficient. But as we have discussed, relying on it to such can weaken critical thinking, creativity, and self-confidence. It's all about balance using AI as a tool, not a replacement for effort.
Exactly, Femas. AI is a great partner in learning, but the real growth comes from staying curious, putting in effort, and actively engaging with the material. At the end of the day, learning is about developing skills and exploring ideas. AI can assist, but it can replace the process.
Okay, well said. And so, what's your key advice for our listeners, whether they are students, educators, or even AI developers?
For advice, I think for student, treat AI as an assistant, not your teacher, and use it to support your learning, but always at your own effort and perspective. For educators, encourage students to think critically about the information AI provides and integrate it into activities that build their creativity, not end problem solving skill. And for developers, focus on creating tools that inspire curiosity, collaboration, and deep engagement with learning.
Okay, that's excellent advice. It's all about making AI a positive force in education by working together students, teachers, and technology developers.
Exactly, Thomas. If we use AI thoughtfully and responsibly, it has some potential and to make education more effective, inclusive, and engaging for everyone.
Okay, I can say thank you again, Fayyaza, for such a meaningful discussion. And to all our listeners, thank you for joining us on EduTalk. AI is shaping the future of education, but how we use it will determine path on our learning journey. Let's make sure it's a tool that empower, not replace us.
Thanks so much. It's been a pleasure to be here.
Yes, thank you. Okay, that is for today. So take care, stay curious, and keep learning. See you next time on Edital News.